Students, welcome back to another live edition of Stylin', the podcast, or should I say Wrestling Fashionistas. Today we're going to be delving more into the hottest topic in wrestling right now, the Janelle Grant scandal involving the WWE, TKO. Some information has come out now that is mind-boggling, but has been misinterpreted, misunderstood by some of the simpletons out there, and we're going to rectify that right here today. But before we begin, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Go and grab all your friends. Hype up the video because we're here for the long haul, and we're here to deliver nothing but the truth. I am the Master Amir, along with my tag team partners. First, Rico Constantino, former WWE Tag Team Champion, my co-star on Stylin' the podcast. Of course, my other two co-stars, my two tag team partners from Masterclass, ladies and gentlemen. First, the original himself. I am sorry, Martin, to say the original himself, the Bodacious Suave, Matthew Jacobs. And, of course, a former NXT Tag Team Champion, the Fixer, Martin Stone.
Gentlemen, how are you all?
Good. Well, let's fix what's going on today.
Yes.
Time to fix it. So, gentlemen, obviously, we've all had a chance to reflect and digest everything that's gone on since this Janelle thing came out. Every single wrestling media company out there has reported falsely. They have missed the boat. It looks like their attention spans are that of a gnat because they didn't watch the entire 15-minute speech to understand, and I'm going to say it once and for all, everybody, Janelle Grant did not file that lawsuit initially against Vince McMahon. She even stated herself she was pulled into this because somebody got a hold of the documents and sent them to the Wall Street Journal, which then publicized the most depraved moments of her life, which basically set her on a collision course for depression, all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless,
Suicide attempt.
Yep, but that comes from the exposure. It's not coming from what she did. Okay,
no. It's what Wall Street did. She was humiliated in front of the world.
Right, and so, but the mystery is this: how on earth did the Wall Street Journal, the FBI, how did they get their hands on secure documents or very top secret private documents that were in Vince McMahon's possession? It was not Janelle Grant who leaked these. Somebody else did. And now we're going to break it down. So gentlemen, the news came out about Janelle Grant. It was published in 2022. Okay, some 4 years ago now. Vince McMahon brought in Ari Emanuel, his agent of about 20-something years at this time, money grubber from Hollywood, to purchase, or at least to buy into WWE in 2023. Okay? Yep. That's a year later. Janelle Grant's team forced her to file a case against Vince in 2024, 2 years after the knowledge that this had come out. So again, I want to make that clear to our fashionistas out there. This
now,
is the
wasn't
time.
There 4 women involved, and Janelle was one of them?
I believe, yeah, there were other women involved. I'm not sure if it was 4 to my count, but yeah, I think there were other women involved at the same time. But hey, Matthew, Martin, Rico, doesn't this always happen in big business? I mean, not just pro wrestling. There's always somebody at the top that starts having an affair with somebody, and then non-disclosures. And again, you know, obviously this Miss Janelle Grant was a promiscuous middle-aged woman by the sounds of it. Right?
Yeah, she's not hiding any of that.
No.
You know, she's not saying anything about it. She's, you know, from what I got, it was consensual. But Vince was protecting his butt. That's why he had an NDA. And, you know, the text messages are out there and stuff like that. So she was actively involved, and she actually honored the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. And when her time was done, she moved on. I believe it was 2021 when she moved on. And when she got the phone call that the Wall Street Journal was going to publicize this, she was interviewing for another job in front of the bosses when she received the call.
Yeah.
So that doesn't sound like somebody who's vindictive or wanting to go after Vince or wanting more money or more material things. She was crushed. I watched that news brief,
Yeah.
that 15-minute news brief.
Now we got some people in the chat, and Martin, I'm going to bring you in here because I've been very vocal with my opinion, and again, it's just an opinion. It's not fact. It's not been proven, but I do believe that the people who ended up purchasing WWE were responsible for doing this. I think they were the ones that somehow got access to Vince's stuff and got it publicized so they could easily itch him out of the company. But now, Martin, you have a different theory, and I see that being echoed somewhere in our chats as they start to build up here. Martin, what do you think?
It may well have been like head honchos in TKO that did want him out. They may have just been like, look, again, this could be down to a booking thing of certain people that were booking developmental would sometimes insinuate that maybe he didn't know what he was doing anymore because he was that much older. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was a genuine, maybe there's something we can do so that you can have someone younger that can, book the shows and give the people what they want. Mm-hmm. And again, everything in these comments, and again, when you do look at the timeline of Vince is gone, people step in, Stephanie, risen and pushed to prominence. Then Vince is kind of lingering, and then she steps down for a little bit. And then Vince finally is completely gone, and then she's there for quite a bit, and then she decides that she's stepping down due to family commitments and stuff like that. So I think this was, again, this is just my opinion.
Well, it was definitely an inside job.
Yeah, it's an inside job. This is definitely my opinion. I know Janelle mentioned that the FBI were doing a covert operation during this.
Yep.
So again, this is getting really like James Bondy espionage type thing. But
hey, Martin, this is nothing you and I can't handle. We know James Bond very, very well. Rico is a former James Bond himself.
James Bond ain't got jack on me. So anyway, so it's, again, do I think paperwork was pointed to, hey, it's in there? Probably. Do I think it was potentially handed off? If not, probably
handed off, yeah.
Well, if it does go to court and stuff like that, CI are not protected when it goes to court. That whoever has the CI has to produce the CI that delivered this information to make it credible. So, they have to swear under oath.
We're all going to know at some point.
Now, what confused me is when Janelle was talking, she said the FBI drew her into this. They subpoenaed her. She had a subpoena with her name in and had to talk about it. Yeah. She was told in NDA she couldn't talk about any of it.
She was forced into
also the SEC subpoenaed her.
Now, which is the Security and Exchange Commission.
Securities and Exchange Commission. They are an independent federal regulatory agency of the government responsible for protecting investors, maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitating capital formation. It was established in 1934, right after the 1929 stock market crash. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of the SEC is to prevent fraud, market manipulation, and insider trading by overseeing the securities industry.
Well, Rico, I guess it could be insider trading if they're trading with documents that could potentially cause them to purchase a company. I mean, isn't that a loophole in that? I mean, they are. That's a property. That's a monetary. In a way,
if that's what they're investing, I don't know. I haven't seen the paperwork. I'm just wondering why the SEC is involved, because they're supposed to be stock market trading and stuff like that. Now, maybe in that paperwork with the NDAs, they found something else that maybe Vince was insider trading.
Okay.
Hasn't been let out yet.
Well, I think it's safe to say that there's definitely, we smell a rat, a rather large rat, don't we, Bodacious Suave? There's got to be a rat in there somewhere.
Has to be.
Well,
Right.
last week we exposed a big rat.
Johnny Ace.
Yeah. Yes. We eliminated him, that little rodent.
Yeah, he sung like a canary, didn't he?
Yeah, that little rodent did.
Had no problem joining in when it suited him, but yeah.
No, but coming back to this, there's definitely foul play involved here, and it was interesting how the picture was spanning the direction, because many people for a long time with some of the less than favorable news sites like Fightful of Crap, that Mark ran media company, they report all this nonsense about these things, but they always miss the mark. Throughout the years, people have said that Janelle Grant was this victim, that's why she's so upset, that's why she's depressed, this and that. Apparently not, because like I said, when you sign an NDA, you've agreed to do the tasks that have been given to you. You agree to the terms.
Both sides do.
Both sides.
You're both being compensated, and on an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement becomes invalid upon expiration of its set terms when the confidential information enters the public domain, or if a court deems it unenforceable due to overbroad language, lack of consideration, or protection of illegal violations of public policy, and improperly covering a whistleblower. Okay, now.
Well, she is. She's technically a whistleblower, correct?
Now, she's been granted whistleblower status. Now, the reasons for validation is NDAs have a time limit. I don't know if anybody knows that. It's not, you sign it and it's forever.
Yeah,
no, according to Thomas Reuter's Legal Solutions, expiration of time. Most NDAs have a set duration, commonly 1 to 5 years. Once this period expires, the obligation to keep information confidential ends.
Okay.
And if the information becomes public, so if the information covered by the NDA becomes public knowledge through no fault of the receiver, Jeanette or Vince, it is no longer considered confidential and the agreement is invalid.
So whoever set this up was very, very smart, because once they drug it out there into the public platform, the NDA became invalid and everyone could talk. So yes, somebody had a very, very sharp mind to map all this out. I still say, though, it's very coincidental because, again, you look at the purchase from Hollywood. I mean, literally, Hollywood entering the WWE has been, for wrestling fans, the worst thing of all time in wrestling history. They have completely watered that product down. They have completely disrespected the fans. But like I said, I'm not going to get into that news. I mean, hey, if you want a quick summary of the news, everybody, WWE still sucks. AEW is boring as ever. JCW is on the rise. They're the greatest thing, Sports Center. That's it. That's your news covered for this week. But basically in a nutshell. But this topic right here. Now also Dwayne the Tooth Fairy Johnson, he is involved in all this because he somehow weaseled his way to the top of the WWE. Now, you know who he's been in bed with for many years, perhaps physically too, the agent who's now running WWE, the one who's the head of William Morris Endeavor Talent Agency. He's been in bed with him ever since the days of the great CGI-created Scorpion King. So, but does The Rock have anything to gain in this? Is he somebody that could have grabbed this information?
No, Rock, Dwayne already got what he wanted, which was complete trademark and control over The Rock. So likenesses, like he owns all of that now.
Okay.
So he can, that's what he wanted.
Okay.
I don't think he got on the ball thinking, I'm going to make wrestling, I'm going to try and be a part of it and make it great again. No, he wanted all of his all of his so it was the likeness, the trademark. So basically now, if he is featured on their TV, they have to pay him.
Of course, he's always used wrestling. He used wrestling when he first came in. He used it to catapult himself into fairy dust land. Yeah.
Ultimately, he got what he wanted, because now realistically, if he just sat at home and does nothing for the next 20 years, at some point he'll get paid when they start replaying videos and packages and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's called royalties.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this right now. Let me ask you, Rico.
Well,
I'm gonna
no,
ask you.
so, but with the royalties, Rico, he actually owns it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he will get full. He will get the whole sum, not.
Oh,
10,
okay.
Not
Okay.
10 or 15%. Yeah, the way the royalties work, because technically they own the name and your likeness at the time you're working there. That's why you only get a cut. Rocks now, if they bring out a new shirt and they sell 10 million in 2 months, that's all his.
So let me ask you a question then, Rico, and bring you in here, because now, Martin, that sounds like a pretty smart individual that would figure out all of that and find a way to get the rights to. I mean, no other really superstar that really did it than Hulk Hogan, pretty much. In the history, Jesse Ventura tried to go after Vince. That was unsuccessful. Well, no, it was successful. He did get royalties. So not many have accomplished this. So now I want to know, because Rico, you were around Dwayne back in the day. We know that his daughter is not at all smart. Now, was he a sharp tool in the toolbox back in the day, or was he just the average thinker? What do you think of Dwayne when you were around him? I'm asking for a reason here.
Well, I knew him. We were friends and stuff like that. But it was professional between he and I. We never got into any deep conversations where I know what make his brain tick or anything like that.
You didn't see
he said my character was funny.
You didn't see him reading law books or poetry from a bygone era. Okay, so what I'm saying is Dwayne was coached by a ruthless Hollywood cutthroat agent. Okay?
Yes, that's what I think happened.
Yes. Okay, Bodacious, I'll let you get the floor on this. So you think
Real fast. I think he learned as he went with the company and his dad, etc. And once he went to Hollywood, making movies in Hollywood and all these people, that's how all this came. My opinion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he probably had to learn on-the-job training.
Yeah.
So he probably had a lot of people, and there's people who are starstruck and stuff like that will just come up and give them ideas.
Well, Hollywood's constantly giving him ideas. Rico, you know this. Agents will constantly tell you how to basically slit the throat of your best friend and get away with it and laugh.
Yeah, that training in wrestling.
They'll give you the blue or one of the blue pills or the red pill to make you laugh about it later down the line. We know that Hollywood is full of evil. So that's why, again, evil has finally seeped its way into professional wrestling. It took a long time for it to get there, but it finally has.
Well,
and
it was there. It took a long time. It took a long time to be exposed.
Yeah.
It's always been there. I mean,
we got a super.
Hades. Yeah, go ahead.
We got a super chat right here coming in here from Cool Fool 1980. Great year to be born. What can you gents see Vince do if he walks away a free man after this case? He did recently open an investment firm called 14th and 1. So
14th and I or 14th and 1?
What is that? 14th and 1 or 14th and I, Cool Fool. But this is interesting. Like I said, he's just got the civil case left, which I'm certain he's going to victor. Because, I mean, what's there not to victor? She already agreed to it, signed an NDA, bought her stuff. It's all on record. She knew what she was doing. There was no
coercion,
no
extortion.
coercion.
It wasn't harassment, sexual or otherwise. And it didn't hold a knife to her throat. So these were two adults consenting to this deal. Mm-hmm. He got what he wanted. She got what she wanted. That's it. And when she was done, she walked away. She proved that.
Yeah, but let's go back to his question. So what do we think he will do? Well, news is just hit now in the last 24 hours. It's all coincidental, isn't it, fashionistas? Everything happening, even from the rebirth of Johnny Ace last week, right around the time that all this happens. It's all happening, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. The WWE ticket sales down a toilet, the worst attendance in probably since the mid-90s, I would say at this point. Wouldn't you, Bodacious Suave?
Exactly. The stats are out there.
Yeah, the stats are out there. It's getting bad. So, where was I going with this? Vince McMahon now, an article came out saying that he is looking to potentially buy the WWE back with investment from Saudi Arabia. This has come out now again, and it's been reported about quite a bit. We've all know that the Saudis are very interested in buying WWE. We've been reporting on that for months now. So is our good buddy Vince Russo and other true intelligent wrestling reporters out there as well. But but again, everyone's saying he's 80 years old. But does that really matter, gentlemen? Does it just matter that a McMahon gets it again? And then Martin, what is the company going to revert to if he gains ownership?
They're going to go back to a privately owned company.
Privately owned, Rico.
Which,
in
terms of the actual wrestling, then at least then anybody and everybody is going to get a chance. Because while it's a publicly owned company, if if the stocks are up when one guy is there, they're going to be like, hey, he needs to stay there. So at least now that glass ceiling that, is clearly over everyone right now.
Plus, you don't have everybody breathing down your neck like a board of directors. It's your company. You're the president. What you say goes.
And again, WWE was at its peak when it was like that. So,
yeah. So again, that's what we're looking at is if Vince comes back. Now, do I think his storytelling ability is still there? Probably not, considering that high-speed chase video footage that we saw when he got pulled over. He seems pretty incoherent these days. He's not the same sharp tool in the box he once was, Rico. He got pulled over for speeding at 100 miles an hour, clipped a car. Of course, they never arrested him. They never cuffed him. He just went on his merry way a few minutes later. But nonetheless, that's what money does. I guess that's what being a true blue blood in the modern age gets for you. But yeah, he. I don't. Do you think he'd be involved in any storylines? Do you think he can help himself, Rico, if he would be back in power? That he would be creative? Do you think he would still do that, or just hand it off to somebody else? And also, do you think Hunter would be axed if he comes back in?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's inside information as far as Vince coming back now and try to rebuild what he built after it's been torn down. I don't think he can do it on his own. And if, like the comments say, it was Stephanie and Hunter, they'll both be axed from the company and the will. So, people will get their due, but like I said, we only have limited information, only things that's released, not redacted. So another person said he won't go to jail. Of course not. There's no criminal charges being filed. It's all civil. So that's money. Yeah. That's all it is money. Yeah. They're going to reward for damages, pain, stress, reputation, libel, slander.
And Rico, as you said that, now I understand why she filed a civil lawsuit 2 years later to recoup the money that she had to spend trying to defend herself. Because Martin reported on that. Martin, she spent her own money having to defend herself.
She had to.
She had to spend 6 figures of her own money. No. So she'd moved on and she was done with this. Yep. And when it all came out again, in part of this lawsuit, she had to put 6 figures of her own money into it for something she didn't even want to do.
It's all about
it's
all about that mighty
no wonder
dollar.
She didn't, you know what I mean? No wonder she didn't want any part of this.
No, it's all about that mighty dollar. Yeah.
So somebody takes 6 figures from me, I'm going to want restitution.
Yeah.
I'm going to want it back.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. And now, see, if we spend time on it, like we're doing here, we got 107, 108 people watching live. That's great. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button style all across it. Make sure you hype the video. Hype it, yep. As Martin said, make sure you like it, share it, join and become a channel member, and load up your super chats. We're going to be here answering your questions. If you want to interact with us, if there's something about this case that doesn't quite seem right to you, write us, use a super chat. We want to hear your thoughts and feelings. And we will go back to some of the other questions from some of our members I saw in there a little bit earlier. They were a little bit off topic, Rico. One of our channel members wanted to know about Spike Dudley, about you and Spike Dudley, but we'll get to that after. I don't want to interrupt the train of this. Right. No offense, ITV boss, but we got to get through this first. So sorry, Matthew.
I just have a question for Martin. What years were you active? Because the Janelle started in 2022, right? Were you still in NXT?
No, 2019.
Oh my God.
Was it 2019 it started?
She signed the ADA 2019, 2020, and 2021. In each of those years, they renegotiated the NDA, and she got more privileges, more money, more gifts. And in 2021, Vince bought her a 2022 BMW.
Yes.
Yes.
So she honored basically her contract until the Wall Street Journal pulled her in. And like I said, if the information becomes public, that NDA is null and void.
Yeah. Well,
Mark, were you there when like the Rumble?
No, so I was there from 2018, and I got let go in January of 2022. But it being developmental, it wouldn't have been.
No, but maybe you guys on the roster might have been like, "Hey, did you hear this?"
So I mean that type of stuff would have happened, but we wouldn't have heard.
No, of course not.
Guys that are in the thick of it on the main roster around Vince, there probably would have been more. There would have been more facts circulating, sort of thing. But again, as much as it was a third brand and everything like that, we were an island onto our own. It was just complete disconnect.
It's just like OVW, Power Pro, and HWA. Yeah. We didn't really get the news from the main roster or the rumors from the main roster unless one of them came down and knew somebody and would confide in one of the developmentals or something like that. But it's an island to itself, a developmental territory. So all that up there stays up there.
Yeah.
Speaking of former wrestlers and former talent, of course, we hear a lot of them starting to speak out, and most of them are women who, for lack of a better term, fall into a certain category. I'm not even going to say the term, but I think you understand what category they're falling in, the ones that are speaking out. And one in particular is that Shelly Martinez, who was very vocal about.
Wow, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I think, as you said at the beginning, she missed the point.
Completely missed the point.
Completely missed it. And even Ms. Martinez herself said through Hollywood and being a young, gorgeous female, you come to crossroads, and you go, okay, am I going to do this road or am I going to wait for the next road? But this one offers this, this, and this. And then this road will offer this, this, and that. So basically, it's where a person's morals stand, how high or how low their bar is of what road they're going to take. Now, you know it, and I know it, what the bar is in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They have something called the casting couch.
Yeah.
Okay. And for
Brian Singer is very familiar with that little disgusting bastard. I heard he raped one of the Superman actors back in the day. Got in trouble for that.
Wow. Well, I was bigger than my agent, so he wasn't going to rape me. So, but he did do something, and it's against my morals. He goes, I can get you this part. Just have sex with me.
Yeah.
Are you what? And then he dumps a bunch of cocaine on his table. 1, I don't do drugs. 2, that's a one-way valve. Out.
Yeah.
Not in.
Yeah.
So, of course, I rejected the script and then I fired him. Yeah. And then I said, no more Hollywood for me if this is how I have to be in movies. I don't need to be in movies that bad.
Right.
And I did, wrestling never presented that to me. I never had to do anything I didn't want to do to be a wrestler.
Mm.
Yeah.
And we talked about this prior. Vince, you know, I put this together after years. I thought Vince didn't like me because of my age. I was too old. But after everything has come to light, it was my police officer background.
Yep.
He did not like,
All right.
you know.
You couldn't be bought.
Huh?
Because you couldn't be bought.
No, I couldn't be bought.
And if you
But-
saw something, you were going to talk.
Yep.
See something, say something. So now looking back, hindsight's 2020. Vince should have had some people with police officer background around him
Yeah.
to give him advice.
You know, as we continue this, we will go back into the Shelly Martinez thing because I think.
Oh, I
Again-
didn't mean to divert. Let's go back to what she said.
But I do want to say there are a few comments that keep popping up, and I did mention about old Tricky Nicky, one of the best car salesmen on the planet, selling the lemon that is the WWE. Nick Khan, former agent, former carpetbagger from Hollywood. A lot of people are saying here they reckon, hey, they're pointing out big things about this guy right here, you know. And I did find it weird that him, of all people, would be named the president of the WWE and not Hunter or Stephanie or someone of that nature. You know, someone says, hey, yeah, Nicholas Khan. He's a con man. He's a professional con man. But Rico, aren't they professional con men, these agents in Hollywood? You know them. I know
Have to
them.
be. I mean, that's how they live their life. That's how they get their clients sold to producers and directors. You know, they come out with everything to get their, because they get a commission.
Yeah.
Back then when I was doing it, it was 10%. Whatever I made, my agent got 10%.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just, like I said, I tried that life and it wasn't for me. Like I said, never had anything approach me like that in wrestling. So I was okay. I did it until, like I said, I wanted a raise. Vince said no. I said, see ya.
Yeah.
Went right to Japan.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. Someone did here say, yes, we're going to have a very special guest from a very prestigious Hollywood family joining
Yes, we
us
are.
right here live in a few weeks. He's going to be revealing unbelievable truths about Hollywood and about the way things really go down, that link all the way to the top. You know, obviously we've heard about cult societies and all that. He's going to be detailing all of that. You do not want to miss any of that. But coming back to Martinez here, I don't want to get too far off on the tangent there. So yeah, she missed the point. She was angry. It sounded like she was bitter. To be honest with you guys, and again, this video is for entertainment purposes only, sounded to me like she was bitter that she wasn't the one who struck the damn deal. That's what it sounds
Well,
like to me.
Well, I heard loud and clear. She said, I'm going to go to Dubai.
She was thinking about going to Dubai to do
Okay,
nefarious
you know
things.
what happens to gorgeous women there in Dubai?
Tell us, Rico. Tell them.
Well,
with
I
what
mean,
you can,
I-
PG wise.
yeah, okay. Well, it's basically the nightclub scene. Everything is Rodeo Drive plus, Beverly Hills double plus, and people spend money like water, and having sex with somebody is just, you get what you pay for.
Yep.
It's just like that.
Yeah.
And she said it herself. I was going to go to Dubai. Well, what are you saying about yourself,
Yeah, exactly.
sweetheart?
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
that
you
is
don't
true.
have what it takes to make it here, so you're going to go somewhere else.
Well, no, according to the research by my wife, this woman has been involved in all kinds of things already. You know, she professes to be a believer in Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I know she may think she does, but at the end of the day, the fruits of her labor do not prove that. She's been doing anything but that. Even in the way she presents herself on her own podcast is not exactly Christian-like. So, again, you know, and wishing somebody get their ass kicked, that's
but then she caught herself. She goes, "Well, I don't mean physically. I mean life beat her up." You know what?
that's even worse.
That's
Yeah, life has beaten up Janelle for years now. She can't escape it. she did something. Maybe it was a mistake, maybe it wasn't, but she did something and got benefits. Vince got benefits. It was all good until somebody broke in to wherever these documents were and all of a sudden laid them out. I know our audience is probably young and doesn't understand this, but it's
I don't know,
just,
Rico, I'll tell you now, we got some masterful students that follow us here on the Masters of Wrestling. Most of the people we got here, I mean, I'd say 99% of them are intelligent people. They get it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they're here. That's why they're here.
Oh, well, I'm not saying it, but younger audiences,
Yeah.
because like I said, I'm 64. In 1972, the president was Richard Nixon, and his vice president was Spiro Agnew. Richard Nixon got caught in a scheme that everybody should know called Watergate. He was bugging the DNC, the Democratic office. He caught 5 burglars in the Watergate Hotel bugging so the Republicans would know what the DNC was preparing for. Now, before it all came to an end, Spiro Agnew, the vice president, was brought up on tax charges when he was governor of Maryland. So he had to resign his office as vice president. And guess who took his place?
Who?
Gerald Ford. And Gerald Ford is the only president in American history that was never elected to office.
Wow.
He got put there.
Something sounds similar to that story to what we're hearing now with Janelle.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody in the Republican office wanted Nixon out because this was in his second term. He already completed his first, and he won the second term by a landslide. I think bigger than anything in history. He had 60.7% popular vote, and on electoral votes, he carried 49 states.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just so somebody in government wanted him out. So they leaked the Watergate bugging, and he was going to get impeached. If he stayed in office, he'd have been the first one impeached, or he would have been impeached.
And like we said before, had Vince stayed in the WWE, the entire brand would have burned in flames because it would have been a complete association with that. He was forced out, but whoever leaked the NDAs knew that. Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say, so like, when was Nick Khan brought in? When did he? Does anyone have any?
Bodacious Swab's got him.
I'll look it up, but carry on, Martin.
Yeah. I'll say,
no, his address should be under a rock.
in Beverly Hills as well.
Yeah, by the way. He crawled out from under a rock.
Yeah.
So again, because for us it was just, this is, Nick Khan. He's been brought in for so and so, blah blah blah. That's literally all we felt. It was like, okay, but he was obviously 2 years ago.
2020, so he might be the guy that said, let's get rid of the fixer, Martin Stone.
Might be 2020. I'll tell you exactly who shit canned me.
Okay, so it was August of 2020 is when they brought him in.
Okay.
What now? Does it state what he was brought in for?
A role of a co-head of television, CAS, and on a new role, Chief Revenue Officer of WWE.
Revenue.
Right. Okay. So, I think that explains SEC.
There you go. Yep.
So that's potentially because obviously the initial findings were that Vince had dropped like $3 or $4 million, and it had just disappeared with that. And that was the initial finding as to what started the investigation.
Yes.
So there's your potential. So there's your potential rat right there. If someone's being brought in as chief of revenue, they're the ones that would have gone, hang on a minute, why is there $4 million not accounted for?
Well, I heard there was 4 girls now don't quote me.
Yeah.
4 girls, $4 million apiece. Janelle only got that's what came out. It may have been
more than that, but
but Janelle only got $1 million.
But the thing is this as well, though, Rico, you and I know that. I mean, we all know this, gentlemen. when you have a $1 billion company like that, you have some sort of petty money put aside for issues such as this, is paying people off and shit like that. Let's get real, people. It's just like the movies. Why do you think the movies exist? Because they copy
called
real
hush
life.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called hush money.
So there's always a
cash.
fund for that. There's always a fund for that.
Insurance companies have fun for that.
Yeah.
Fun. They have fun for that. You go in, they go, hey, let's give you this much, drop it.
Yeah.
Now, you know, back in the day, Hollywood used to have a line item in production budgets for cocaine and drugs, believe it or not. It was a legit thing. Believe that, Martin, Matthew? There used to be in every movie production budget a line item where they would allocate money to drugs when it was a hot thing. And that was the people who were making movies. Boom. So you can't tell me that Nick Khan didn't know that there was a discretionary fund aside that, don't ask questions about that.
Okay, so again, he may have, but what's to say it came out of that fund?
Well, maybe it came out of Vince's. Well,
can you see what I'm saying? Like, it's
Thank you, David.
What was that? What was that, Rico?
David Mark Jr. says, Rico, thanks for being nice to me long time ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you for
that's
that.
awesome.
Thank you. That's a good comment. Yeah.
Now, with the slush fund, basically what we're talking about, my last job as an insurance investigator was to go there, and if the damage wasn't that bad, I had already printed out agreements and stuff like that for property and personal injuries, and I had 1,000 cash on me, and I would approach, if it was our fault, whatever limo company or cab company or whatever I was representing, I would talk to the person and say, listen, how about I give you 300 for your vehicle and give you 500 for, you say your neck hurts. How about that? You sign this release form and there. And I had it. It was a legal document, and people would do it and just away. No insurance reporting, none of that. And away they went. So even insurance investigators have slush funds.
Yeah.
Not as big as WWE.
Yeah, but just, yeah.
So let's just say, okay, at this point, the likelihood of this finally getting exposed, I think it's going to be considerably high right now, what with the Epstein files and everything else that's going on in the world. Actually, Bodacious, I'm going to bring you in here. Bodacious one, do you think, what's the likelihood that this gets uncovered, the rat gets discovered, and TKO want to dump this thing? Do you reckon that's going to happen?
With these powerful people, I don't know. Martin, you're pretty good at this. What do you think? You got a good insight. I don't know. I just find that they hush these things so good and lie to our faces and just bullshit us like crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Unless there's going to be someone from another team that wants to backstab and put it out there, maybe. But
if this goes to court, I'm telling you, if this goes to court, because they didn't just say, oh, Vince did this and there was no, they produced documentation with signatures. So whoever produced it, they're going to have to come forward. They're not going to be hiding behind, a two-sided mirror giving their testimony. A jury has to see them.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to get that far.
Me neither.
I genuinely don't think it's going to get that far. Do we all want it to? Hell yeah, of course we do. It's going to be awesome to find out. Yeah. I just think, I think all of us, I have a feeling. I mean, as soon as Vince comes out of the box on Raw, I think that's probably when you think I'm kidding?
Well, that's what I want to bring up.
Okay,
like,
I guarantee you, Vince is the one that's in that box. All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna say it right now. Vince.
Well, does that box have an airbag?
Vince will come out of that box and it'll be like, it was me, Austin. No, but I guarantee you he pops out and it's an on-screen character thing, and then that sale goes through, and then
Well, you know, TKO want to dump WWE. They've already proven. They've proven in 2 years, 3 years now that they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's become worse than what it was in 1995, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
The ticket sales are
shambles.
It's a shambles.
And as I said with Amir, you cannot tell me, Matthew and Rico, that Hunter and Bruce Pritchard are putting out the product they're putting and going, man, this is great TV.
No.
There's no way.
Of course they're gonna hype themselves up. You know, Muhammad Ali had a professional hyper.
Yeah.
In his corner. You're the best. You're the greatest. You're the greatest. He paid him to say that to him.
So
during his fights. And they're doing the same thing to each other.
I still think
we got to keep it PG. They're rubbing each other's back.
Yeah. So
if you get what I mean.
So my whole theory if let's say Vince is going to acquire the company back with Saudi, my theory is because TKO aren't going to let Vince come back because they were the ones that forced him out. What do? You tank the product so that viewership goes down, numbers go down, sales go down, everything like that. All right. You've got people in the background screaming, "We want Vince, we want Vince, we want Vince."
No. Oh my God. Jack Wagner, 4010.
Wow, what's that? What did he say? Johnny Ace is okay, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I got to take a time out a sec.
Okay, what are you doing?
Embarrass my cousin. To Judy, my cousin in Canada. Mwah. Love you, dear. Okay. She's probably turning red right now.
Awesome. So again, TKO push out Vince because they don't want him there. So conveniently, all this stuff starts to come out. Hunter and Co. want Vince there because at the end of the day, it's his company. That's his father-in-law. It is what it is. It's whatever. They specifically tank the product so that they start to lose ratings and, ticket sales and everything like that. TKO can only go, we're losing this. Okay, so let's start to bump the prices up. So the product's getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and the value is getting higher and higher and higher. Yeah. The fans constantly, every single post press conference or fake thing they do, we want Vince. Hunter sucks. We want Vince. Hunter sucks. TKO.
Well, yeah, I've heard that.
They are trying to make TKO turn around and say, I think we should bring Vince back to make it their idea.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Thing is, though, TKO would never bring Vince back because they had a calculative plan. And I would even go so far out on a limb, hypothetically, this is just my opinion, it's not gospel, to say that this was their plan all along, to go into the company, to bump up its worth, its value, and dump it for a massive profit. Do you have any idea the profit that William Morris Endeavor and TKO can make on this transaction if they sell it? Right? So again, they don't care about the stories. They don't even care about the wrestlers anymore. No, again, anybody out there who's dreaming about your WWE dream, kiss it goodbye. It died 2 years ago. It's not happening anymore. This is not the WWE you know. This is not the one Rico worked for. It's not the one you even worked for, Martin.
No. Vince, Vince. I'll tell you what, 1,000%. Vince is coming out of that box, and there's going to be the big announcement that Saudi and Vince have bought it. This is all, or we're all getting worked, and this is one of the most elaborate storylines in the world.
Well, I don't know if we're getting worked. I think the FBI and all that are really involved in this. I think it's real, but I do think it's going to play out on the.
Could you imagine that life? This is all a work. Oh my God!
It's definitely going to play out on the small screen for sure because, like I said, you can even feel it. It's in the atmosphere. You can feel something's about to happen. And
Vince is coming out of that box.
I hope he does.
Does he?
It can't be Jericho because here's the thing. Obviously,
Jericho's in trouble.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. So, that was who I first thought. And I thought, maybe Jericho.
Steven wrote, Raw was boring last night. Steven, I'm surprised you didn't just wash your hair, shave your beard. Why were you watching Raw? That would have been more exciting to comb your hair at something. But anyway.
I've not tried. I can't remember the last time I tried to watch Raw. So.
Does Vince come out, Martin, and he says, Hunter,
You're fired.
Well, he can't say it anymore. He's lost his voice. He can't speak like that anymore. But
Well, get whatever Kane used to use. Get one of those voice boxes.
Yeah, get the.
I did not. My name is Vince McMahon. Yeah.
but no, but it would be good. Someone put in the chat, oh, please, God, no, in the chat right there. Not that jabroni. The guy. I tell you what, we'll need subtitles if he comes on. Goodness gracious. But anyway, nonetheless. But yeah, if
No,
he does,
Vince will come out of the box, and on stage will be a signer.
Vince,
there you go.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it now. Vince is coming out of that box.
All right.
When's the date? I saw in the box it says like
Just before WrestleMania, probably, isn't it? Yeah, do not open before WrestleMania.
Well, I mean that's a good hype. It is.
And unless it's the gobbledygooker. I mean, hey, I mean, you know,
They learned.
it could be
But realistically, there is no
Hornhoggle.
one else it
Or what's
could
that?
be.
Hornswoggle?
Hornswoggle, the little man. Yeah, yep, they could add
Chainsaw
that.
Charlie.
Sheesh, Chaser Charlie.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Chris.
Nosferatu out of
Actor,
the box. That's
out of the box.
No, please not Travis Scott, that little matchstick. We don't want him back. Sheesh. X-Pac coming out.
I don't know. I'd pop for X-Pac coming out.
I don't know. He's already there anyway. He's still working for old Uncle Paul. He's one of his scouts, along with that other dweeb, Gabe Sapolsky. Yeah, he's a scout. He's a
Is he a
talent
Boy
agent.
Scout?
Oh, Sean, really?
Yeah, he looks like a Boy Scout. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't hear that X-Pac.
Nah, I'm not beating him up. I'm just saying
No,
that's
I
the
know.
fact. He's the 1, 2, 3
I
kid.
had no idea he was a talent scout. Ah, good for him. No, I mean, honestly, that's good because you know he was always good.
He's the 1, 2, 3 kid. He's the Lightning
Yeah.
Kid. There's a reason they call him the Lightning Kid, nonetheless. But yeah, I just want just a quick other side tangent here. I did hear our other people now are starting to also see the light that I remember a few weeks ago, Brody King and Dave Meltzer said that they got pulled off the air and then they retracted the statement, said it wasn't true, yada, 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 yada. Well, other people are starting to see through the lies now and saying, no, it's true. You can't be in the middle of a massive billion-dollar merger and have your people go on and divide an audience and lose potentially half of your audience if you allow them to keep doing it. But rightfully they said, again, why didn't Tony Khan, right, pull up his big boy boots? Why did he not, pull up his straps, get off his mother's teat and just say, hey, you're not – look at Martin. Look at Martin. He's trying not to laugh right there.
Well, no, I'm good.
Anyway, why didn't they say, hey, you're not to go out there wearing this T-shirt? It's as simple as that. Again, Matthew,
They did
you
it to
heard
Hogan.
that, right?
No, I agree. I mean, it's simple. Whatever sport you play, there's somebody with authority that sees you before you go out, and it's like, excuse me, before you walk that curtain, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. They did it to Hulk. They did it to
I'm going to
Hulk.
throw a quick comment in there. So I don't know. Did you watch any of the takeovers, Matthew? Like when it was black and gold? Okay, right.
No.
So obviously you've all heard the name Velveteen Dream, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously for very probably negative reasons. So in terms of being able to come out and someone noticing saying, hey, you can't wear that, that's exactly what happened. On one of his last takeovers, he had Call Me Up Vince spray painted on his pants, but he walked around all day with it covered up.
Wow.
So no one knew. And then he went out there and then everyone was losing their shit.
Yeah.
And then, he keeps trying to shake his ass towards the camera so the camera's out. Yeah, it was. So again, I'm not saying that's what happened, but there could have been something along those lines. No one, again, no one was there and we don't know the full story.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Mark, you're a talent. Referees wear earpieces?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see it. I just saw pictures, but did he wrestle in the shirt even, or he just came out with it?
I think he just came out in it.
Okay, because I was going to
I
say,
don't
could
think.
someone,
I don't think he. I don't think he wrestled in it.
could someone from Gorilla report that to the ref? But then Brody King might tell the referee, fuck off. And,
Well, again, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's that. I feel horrible for refs sometimes because I've been standing in the back and I've heard refs getting screamed at on the earpiece, and then you look at the monitor and they are cool, calm, and collective, and they're like, "Hey, you guys have got to go." So I have got all the respect in the world.
I second that.
But once I heard that, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was taking that earpiece out, walking to the back, and knocking the producer out. Like just some of the crap I've heard.
Yeah,
So
do you know what the referee's job is? Not only referee.
Oh,
you know what those guys do? They have to put the ring together, hey, on the bus. There's so much a ref has to do. And since they're limited refs, they have to memorize 3 matches, sometimes 4, and remember what finish goes with what finish.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I got the tip of the lifetime right here. You know who's in the box, Martin? Not a far stretch from Vince McMahon.
Who? What?
It's the man with a backpack. It's Tony Khan coming out of that box. That'll be the greatest moment in wrestling history. But Aisha Suave, you know what I'm thinking here. It's like he comes out of the box. He's like a piñata right there, a target for anybody who wants to come to that ring and tackle him down. That's TV right there. Yeah. It's Tony
if they're doing that, they're doing an upgrade version of when Shane McMahon appeared in Florida on WCW TV.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to sit Tony Khan down in the middle of the ring. They're going to do what we've all wanted. We've all wanted him to do for years. A hairstylist is going to come out, comb his hair, and slick it back for him. That's it.
Me?
Yes, you're going to come out, and you're going to make sure.
Or Stardust in the box, one of the two.
Or Stardust in the box. What do you think, Benicia Suave? Stardust, Cody Rhodes, best, or his best today?
No, I was a fan of Stardust. I really was. I liked it. His entrance, the camera, the way it was.
Amir is glowing inside right now.
I am, because I want him to go back to being Stardust.
I thought he was going back to Stardust when they hired him, because that's usually what WWE does, right?
Oh, do you really think they would have? Yeah, but there's no way would he have gone
Martin,
back
come on.
That.
Vince's strategy is, I need you, I'm going to make money with you, and then I'm going to fucking get you, right? Yeah. So look what Cody did in AEW. Came out at Triple H with the throne, took the sledgehammer, smashed it. You going to tell me these guys don't remember that?
Oh, of course. Hunter's still thinking about that.
Oh, of course. When I'm done with you and suck the bag, there's your garbage bags that you used to wear at Stardust, and next week that's what you're going to be. I see it coming.
Stardust.
They are so ruthless.
Maybe Stardust is coming out of the box then.
So yeah, maybe he is. But Rico, so after hearing all this, you're the most mature of us all here. You've been there, done it, right? Okay. Literally, at this rate, I don't even know how WWE stays on the air. I mean, other than the contract they've already got, I don't know how people still buy tickets and show up to this crap. I baffles me.
And a comment before, because I know they don't do house shows, they only sold 25% of the house for a TV taping.
25%?
This Friday in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
That's it? Only 25% of that? So basically what we're saying, ladies and gentlemen, if that's a 10,000 seat arena, they only sold 2,500 tickets.
Sold.
That is atrocious. They may have to go back to that. Remember that low roof hall they had in the 90s, 95 for Raw? And they
Manhattan Center?
The Manhattan Center.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Heat.
Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
awesome, though.
That was taped before Raw.
Yeah, it was Raw.
It was taped before Raw.
No,
No. They were in smaller. Saturday Night Main Event.
No. Back in '95, they had this place. It looked like it was maybe in Arkansas or somewhere like that. It literally looked like the inside of a small Costco that had been carved out with like advertisements painted on the wall that you could see in the background. And you remember the big banners that used to hang down, which I miss those, where it said Raw or SummerSlam, like a big drape that hang down from the ceiling.
Yeah, I remember
Wrestling Challenge. It almost hit the damn ring because the ceiling was so low on this place. And remember all the smoke they had in the arenas to make it all blurry so you couldn't see? So they may be headed for that kind of destruction again. I mean, at 2,500 tickets,
Hey, they should just take the shotgun Saturday Night Football and just put it in clubs again. The Vault just released it when it was the Rumble when Terry Funk calls out Austin. I'm looking for that whole show was amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean some of them were.
It was in
good.
a nightclub, and it was better than anything that's been on TV for the last since COVID. Just it's better than anything out on TV now. And I'm like, you got your formula there. Just go do that.
It's so funny because literally the other night, right, on one of the rare occasions that I got my wife to actually watch pretty much entirely a full old wrestling event with me. But Aisha Suave, you're going to be happy about this one, my pal. Yep. It was In Your House 5. It was In Your House 5, and you know what took place in In Your House 5.
Come on. I don't, because on my Netflix it starts at In Your House 6, I think.
It was Brett against Bulldog in the main event.
I figured. I remember that. That was
the second
power
one,
slam on the mat. I will say I watched King of the Ring 93 yesterday.
Amazing.
Go watch Bam Bam Bigelow versus Bret Hart. Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you guys a question, but that match was phenomenal. Bret Hart, the selling, Bam Bam Bigelow dominated. You're like, oh, how's Bret Hart going to pull this off?
Yeah.
But who was, in your opinion, guys, from any era, your top 3 best big men that can move and wrestle?
That's a good question. Rico.
I'll go with mine. I'll go Bam Bam Bigelow, Luke Harper, and I might throw in Yokozuna because he was able to move and he was pretty agile like a cat for a guy that size.
I agree with Yoko.
Those are the first 3 that come to my head.
Okay. Rico, who are yours then?
Yoko, big man that can move.
Maybe Vader. But
Vader could move.
He was stiff.
I don't know, but I'll put Yokozuna at the top. He could move and do things. And he was 600 pounds, 500 pounds?
Yeah.
He was a big boy. Wasn't he?
And for those you don't know, I wasn't going to sign my developmental contract because of the amount of money they started me at, because I had a family at the time. And Yoko lived in Vegas, so I met with him. And we sat in his car, and he told me, and what I remember, he said, people would give their right arm and left leg to get what you're getting right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, I'll sign.
Yeah.
So it was Yoko who convinced me to sign the developmental deal.
That's pretty interesting. Matt Martin, who is it for you? 3 big men that you think were great?
Can't say yourself.
What's that?
Can't say yourself.
I'm 5'10". I definitely don't fit in that category.
Like huge.
Bam Bam Bigelow, Terry Gordy, and I'd have to say Yoko as well. Yeah.
Do they have to be heavy body types, but Aisha Suave, or they can just be tall men?
Yeah, I didn't say muscular like you here. Yes, I'm talking about oversized, guys who are pretty heavy, but were pretty agile, like that can move.
What about Big John Studd?
He wouldn't fit into that category.
No.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. He's just
so I meant more like
vicious.
Yeah, more like heavy. Like a heavy
just
guy.
guys that were athletic as well. That you were like, there's no way he should be able to do that. Yeah.
So I would definitely put Earthquake in there, number 1. Yeah. Earthquake, I would put in there, number 1. I would definitely put Bam Bam in there because he was so friggin' agile. I mean, the moonsault and everything else. He was a good
cartwheels too, didn't he? When he would come in sometimes.
Yeah, he did. He did the cartwheels, and then I'm going to go out on a limb and say Mantor.
Rest in peace, Mantor.
It was great.
Somebody said Big Show.
WCW Big Show. Yes.
I like the what?
Big WCW.
WCW Big Show. Yes.
Yeah, but WWE.
I knew came in great, and then obviously for whatever,
I don't know, for whatever reason,
injuries,
he took up smoking.
I think as well the schedule would have taken its toll on him.
Yeah, he took up smoking, And if he ran the ropes side to side, if he didn't break the ring, he'd be gassed.
Well, didn't even get injuries and stuff like that. And I know he was definitely doing some sports enhancements towards the end of his WCW reign. You could see it in his shoulders and chest and traps. But he obviously came off of whatever he was taking when he went to WWE shortly thereafter. Because when he first came in, he wore trunks, believe it or not, when he first came in. So he was still kind of gassed up on whatever he was on.
Yeah, I don't think he would have stopped because there was no wellness policy then, was there?
Well, he may have stopped for a medical reason because obviously he did stop, and then age caught up with him, and obviously injuries and everything else. You know,
but don't forget, I mean, if he takes a bump, it's 2 times, 3 times more toll on your body than if I took
He's such a nice guy though as well, Paul.
But he did bump for people. They even bumped for Rey Mysterio. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have said Rikishi 1, Yoko 2, but I don't think Rikishi falls in that. Suave?
Yeah, he's not on my list, but I mean, I did like the way he would take a clothesline. He would take a clothesline like into like a somersault, which was
Gunn used to do that too. Peter Gunn. Somebody says stink face. Gunner's villains, watch it.
Bastion
watch it when you say stink face. My face tenses up. I've taken enough of them.
No,
not even Carmex helps.
No, I was thinking about 95, right? Okay, because I saw that in your house 5. There was that Santa Claus guy. So you remember that? Remember some of these crazy gimmicks?
Claus.
Yeah, it was Santa Claus.
I think that was Paul Mahoney.
It was, wasn't it?
I think it was. And I know Bret Hart was like, this gimmick is great. An evil Santa Claus. Like, Vince, what are you thinking? This can, like, but it didn't last.
Well, and then you had Mantor, who came out for a period there. I mean, we were scraping the bottom of the barrel at that time with the Goon and who else was there? Freddie Joe, what?
TL Hopper.
TL Hopper, Freddie Joe Floyd. I mean, the list goes on, my man. The Goon.
Was Max Moon during that time period, or was that before? Was that before that?
That was before, but we did have the Portuguese man of war, Mr. Aldo Montoya.
I have a story about that. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you guys want to know why Portuguese Man of War disappeared, I know why.
Go ahead.
They were on a tour, I think, in the Philippines, and Duke the Jumpster Drozy hid his mask, and the Filipino cleaning team stole his mask, and you're written off TV.
Well, speaking of that, Rico.
Oh, we're gonna switch gears a second. All right. Yeah. I was driving to my heart test, and this is what came up on the screen.
We can't read the word.
Zoom in a bit. Just zoom in a bit.
Yeah, zoom in a little bit.
Or say it out loud, Rico. Yeah. You can read it to us.
Is that you,
Mike? It has old school wrestling.
Rico. It looks like you.
It is me. It's me as a police officer.
Yep.
Okay, Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
It's not coming in clear.
No,
but it's me when I was a police officer. Okay, it says breaking news. Ex-WWE superstar arrested for attempted aggravated sex exploitation of a minor. Major update. So my photo is on Old School Wrestling, and Sportskeeda put it out. And then when you scroll down to the article, it's this dumpster Drozy guy that actually did it. Now, this case is 3 or 4 years old. He's now going to trial for trying to purchase child pornography.
Yep.
And I'm like, why would you put... I didn't arrest the guy.
I was about to ask, did you arrest him? Or
no, I didn't arrest him.
You had nothing to do with it at all?
Nothing to do with it.
Wow.
And then I get this, and then, like I said, I immediately capital letters telling them to remove it or you're going to get sued. That is terrible. Wow. And then they took the words off, and then they put a picture of Randy Orton, a bunch of wrestlers, and my cop picture there. And then if you don't scroll down, you're thinking one of us is a predator, sexual predator.
Very misleading.
And I used to work with the feds, and I know how they caught these pedophiles and child porn people. They have agents that pretend they're kids, get in conversations with these sick individuals, and they get them to meet. So when they go meet, guess who's there?
Chris Hansen.
Chains and a police car waiting for them.
Good.
And if they go over state lines, it's federal.
Well, we were talking about that. You mentioned Sportskeeda and stuff like that. I think they're an outsourced company, actually. I think most of their staff are located overseas. If you dig in deep into these people, I think their base of operations is in India. Okay, so they're not
really?
exact. Yes, they outsource a lot of stuff. It's just like Fight Full of Crap. You know, these people are biased to Tony Khan. They're full of crap. They're marks who got into the business. Have only been in it for 10 years. Obviously, that news site right there, another jabroni site that doesn't understand true report. Well, first of all, like I said, reason we were so passionate about the Janelle Grant piece students this week, fashionistas, is because I've combed through all these news articles, so-called news articles about Janelle Grant and wrestling, and they're all completely missed the damn point. So I was fed up with hearing nonsense about this, saying that she's the one who filed the lawsuit and all. No, she did not. Okay. She was pulled into it. There was a rat who routed the NDAs, got it to the feds to start a case against Vince to force him out of the company. And that's what we're standing on. Now, we're not saying it's gospel because it hasn't been proven yet, but we're saying if it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it probably is a duck. All right. Okay. So that's what we're saying here, trying to clean it up. But yeah, Duke the Dumpster Drosy, very sad situation for the descent that he went upon. Rico, Matthew, Martin, and I talked about this in a pre-recorded segment we're going to have coming out in a couple of days here on the channel. Sad deterioration, but it could happen to anybody at any time because, you know, we talked about how one addiction leads to another, to another, to another. And before someone knows, I mean, look at China. You can go through a proverbial list of former WWE superstars and see how it got into that place. So what I think the bigger takeaway with this is, Rico, I think there needs to be a policy in place moving forward to rehabilitate pro wrestlers at the big leagues out of the business. So when they retire and they can't do it anymore, they have to go into a program to figure out what is my life's meaning now? What am I going to do now? Because it's not wrestling anymore. And I think too many of them died because of that or got into this kind of crap.
Yeah. Well, what was that movie? The Wrestler with that actor.
Dave Bautista's best friend, Mickey Rourke. His shopping
Mickey
partner.
Rourke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mickey Rourke, you know, and I could only watch that movie once because it brought me to tears on this guy that just didn't know what to do after wrestling.
No.
And he kept pursuing it, job, you know, and he didn't know where he fit into society anymore.
Right.
He didn't. And he ended up doing it until he died. Now, of course, that's Hollywood, but a lot of wrestlers end that up, you know, even before the career. Crash Holly, you know, Lance Cade. He didn't end his life, but he died at a young age. You know, and I knew both these people. You know, there's got to be something out there. Now, I know WWE has a wellness program for people who are addicted to any substance or alcohol or anything like they sent me letters for years. Hey, if you need help, you can, you know, call us and we'll get you hooked up to the right physician or psychiatrist, psychologist. So I got those for years after I retired.
Okay.
No, but go ahead.
Sorry, Amir. Please hold
No
that spot. So, Rico, I like that you brought that up because I don't know if you know Martin's story, but Martin, you know, you're open. You kind of had a problem, right?
Yeah.
And they pretty much, you know, HBK was like, sorry, pal. And
Here's a number.
It might not
work for us. You're going to have to, you'll probably have to pay for it.
It might not be HBK's role, but I think he could have given Martin advice. Human to human,
That's what I was looking for.
Former addict.
That was the only reason I reached out in sheer desperation.
So
at that point in time, I had no one.
Yeah.
Okay. On you. So you were in developmental. You got hurt.
Yeah. So no, I'd been let go, but I'd been let go while still injured, while potentially needing another surgery. So I couldn't work a regular job and I couldn't wrestle.
Now, were you in NXT when Vince was in charge?
Yes. I got let go because Johnny Ace came in and fired everyone who was left from when Hunter fired him. So anyone, yeah. So
okay. So there's a reason there. I will say this about Vince. I was in OVW, still a face, and I was wrestling for the heavyweight title against Flash Flanagan. And one of my moves is they're going to hip toss me, but I come around in a whole flip and then hip toss you.
Yeah.
Well, when I did it, I landed on the ring and I tore my left quad, came right off, right in the middle of a television match. And I couldn't move. I couldn't. I had to lay there. Nick Dinsmore came out, and then Flash and him called it in the ring. The refs came out, and then Flash was beating up the refs. They were carrying me out, and I was under developmental. And I was under the understanding that if you get hurt in developmental, it's on you.
Oh no, I give the company their due, even though they let me go. They still, because I ended up having to have shoulder surgery again in the July of that year, June, July. They did cover. They did cover.
So Vince did the same thing for me.
I got to a point I was so deep in with alcohol addiction.
Okay.
I just reached out, just looking for something. I don't, again, at that point in time, I literally I was on my own. I found out my now ex-wife had been having an affair, so she took me for a truck ton of money, and she'd had an affair, and she'd been having an affair. So I had no one. So that was the only thing I could turn to. I shouldn't have, but just it was one of those things. Mm-hmm. But I reached out to Sean, I guess in the hopes of, well, maybe I can get just life advice. Just, hey, it's going to be all right. Whatever. I wasn't even looking for like counseling or like rehabilitation. I was looking, and all I got back was, oh wow, well, I don't deal with that, so here's a number, but because you don't work for us, you probably have to pay for it.
Yeah, it sounds like that bastard from Office Space. Remember that movie Office Space, where he used to come around? Did you see Office Space, Matthew Martin?
No, I've never. No.
Oh, you have to watch Office Space, my man. Rico, you've seen this movie, right? Damn, none of you have seen Office Space?
No.
Sheesh. It's like a classic about the man who goes to do the same job over and over and over again, and he's got this annoying pain-in-the-ass boss that just comes over to his desk every day and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna have you stay a little bit later today."
Is it one of your scripts that you wrote in here?
No, I wish it'd have been one. It was a cult classic. But the point I was making was, it sounds like Sean was one of those. Yeah, I don't deal with that, Martin. I can give you a number, but you're probably gonna have to pay for it.
It all depends on the person. As I told you, he literally didn't know my name for 3 years until we won the tag titles, and then all of a sudden I was his best friend when I come through the curtain. And he come, "Oh my God, Danny, I'm so get the fuck away from me."
Yeah, sheesh, man. Well, no, but coming back to the whole bigger point here, we do need something in place. Again, not everybody's going to go for it, but there needs to be the option there for people to have so that they can rehabilitate. Obviously, Dave Bautista's rehabilitating a passion for pearls and high tops for heels. That's his new fashion attire these days with Mickey Rourke. And handbags for heels. Sorry, handbags for heels. But anyway, I digress. This is for Martin, right? I got him. I got him.
There goes. Martin disappeared again.
I got him. So, but yeah, back on to serious things. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, students out there, fashionistas, you know, you got to read between the lines. One of the things we want to so desperately get across here is to read between the lines. Stop looking at these clickbait articles. You see one thing. The wrestling world, I think, reports on things in such a naive fashion, gentlemen, such a rudimentary way. They're not looking beyond. They're very superficial. And to be honest, if you've got a lack of intelligence, it's bloody insulting, some of the shit they put out there, because you know it's bullshit, right? It's like, you know, saying, oh, WWE is the most successful financially it's ever been right now. Well, of course it is at $50,000 a ticket, right? Even if you sold friggin' 5,000, you're still going to make more money than what you would have done in a regular time in a small arena. But I think the writing's on the wall, and it's a sad state. Rico, I, for one, hope that they do get ousted, and I hope that Vince and someone else does buy the WWE back, because TKO have proven unequivocally to every fan that they do not give a rat's ass about any of you guys. And, you know, again, you keep tuning in, you keep watching it, you keep supporting them, you keep spending your money there. They're going to keep laughing all the way to the bank, and your product is never going to get great again. So, I mean, hey, you know, I say it's good if they get out through this whole it's like turnaround's fair play, right? They thought they had the upper hand. 4 years later, it turns around and bite them in the ass. And now we're going to get the rat exposed. I think the rat will be exposed.
And you also have got to remember who is part of the board that's probably the biggest one of the biggest Vince McMahon advocates. The Tooth Fairy.
Oh, Dwayne Twinkle Toes Johnson. He
has gone on record and said Vince, you know, he owes so much to Vince and Pat and everyone like that. So there is no way is he going to push back on Vince coming back in, unless
now you just revealed a bombshell to us earlier. All The Rock ever wanted were the rights to his gimmick so he could make money. That's all he ever wanted. And
he got that and he owns it. There's nothing they can't take that back.
Right, but look at his track record. Okay, now, Rico, I know you know Dwayne, you know, and nothing against him personally, but I'm talking about the way he's treated wrestling ever since he got into the business. The moment he got a whiff of Hollywood extra work, because let's face it, he was an extra in the Scorpion King. He never even talked, okay? So he was
Hakum Machente, come on.
Okay, he had one line. That basically, I think in the Screen Actors Guild, I don't even think
I didn't even get
actually that would count. Sorry, in the Screen Actors Guild, that would count as a one voucher towards his Screen Actors Guild card. Am I right, Rico?
Card. Yep.
Towards his SAG card. So he was a glorified extra. Let's just say that.
Tough crowd, Matthew. You didn't even pop for that. I swore that was going to crack you then.
Not a fan, man. Not a fan.
He's not a fan of the Dwayne at all. But like, he used the business. He went. He came back for a period of time, used it as publicity for his movies. He came back even last year, teased everybody with a storyline, and then poof, at WrestleMania went bye-bye, vanished. No one ever heard from him since. This man cares the least about professional wrestling. Heck, that man allowed his daughter, the worst actress, the worst GM in wrestling history, to appear on TV for the better part of 4 years. And he didn't get her, and he put 2 big veneers on her teeth. But anyway, I digress. All right. Look at the bodacious one right there. He's going now.
I got to say I got to thank Cassio Beard for his comment.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Oh, yes. Very, very nice there. Yeah. Scorpion King. I don't even know. This guy's telling me about a Scorpion King movie. I didn't even know one existed. All I know is The Mummy.
Oh, I don't know. The one with was it the third one with the UFC fighter Randy Couture? That one was even worse.
Oh my gosh.
Well, before the Scorpion King, the reason why I got Scorpion King is because The Mummy Returns.
Yeah,
he was in that at the end.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it was a CGI thing. Yeah, and he made the movie The Scorpion King.
Then he made the movie The Scorpion King.
5 spin-offs. I just remember Randy Couture. I remember Randy Couture being in one of them, and I was just like, okay.
Well, like I said,
I love
Randy
action movies like that. I love.
Yeah, but I like Randy Couture in The Expendables.
Oh, he's brilliant in that. Yeah,
he's brilliant in Expendables because he's playing him.
Yeah.
Now, who was not in the Expendables? Was the Tooth Fairy in the Expendables?
No.
Of course not. Of course
Stone
not.
Cold
He's a
was.
Tooth Fairy. That's why.
Austin was, yeah.
Well, there's
Stone
a
Cold
reason.
was.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a real legit tough guy. He doesn't prance around in ballerina shoes like The Rock did in Tooth Fairy. Yeah.
Yeah. Stone Cold, again, just played Stone Cold.
There you go. There's a
I
reason.
did see a picture, so I guess they took a picture for the latest one because they're doing Expendables 5, and it's got Jason Momoa, Roman Reigns, that's Stallone, there's some wild people in it.
I tell you what, I would pop if Goldust is in it, but there you go. I'm sure he won't be.
He's Sean Lawson says Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris was
the
in
third
2.
one. Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
2.
was it 2?
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
was 2.
was. Mel
With
Gibson was the third one.
Jean-Claude
That's
Van
right, yeah.
Damme.
That's
And
right.
then the third one is with
Was
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, these are very good movies. If you read between the lines on the Expendables, what is that trying to tell you? I know what it's trying to tell me in this day and age, but I don't think that Jason Momoa, who's basically just a Roman Reigns wannabe.
I think it's probably the other way around.
I was going to go.
Jason Momoa's been out. Yeah.
Momoa played Aquaman. He,
I heard he's a jerk. I heard he's an outright jerk.
Oh, really?
Well, we can't, like I said,
Like
believe
I heard.
nothing
The
of what
latest
you
movie
hear.
was awesome. The one on Prime right now with your favorite Amir Batista. It's called The Wrecking Crew. That's really good.
Oh,
So you're telling me
the original Wrecking Crew was way back with Dean Martin, and it was
It's a remake. I
slapstick.
didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Well, the Wrecking Crew. It was
So you're
Dean
telling-
Martin, Elkie Summer, and it was he was an agent for some.
Yeah.
What-
So
Good
that was
cop,
kind of
bad cop.
comedic.
Brilliant movie. Just
The
easy popcorn flick. Yeah.
The Wrecking Crew. So what does Batista play in there? Does he manage a store for women's clothing?
He's
partake in
he's a part of the U.S. Navy.
Really? That's a far fetch from his current status.
I guess, yeah.
I guess he's trying to be a good actor and prove how far he can be removed from his real life.
He's actually really good in it. It's a really good movie.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope it's better than he's wrestling. Let's just put it that way.
Well, as actors, you never want to get pigeonholed.
Yeah.
Poor Gilligan. Gilligan was pigeonholed. After Gilligan's died, he never appeared in
never did
anything.
anything else. Yeah.
No, but there's being pigeonholed and there's taking it to the extreme, Rico. I mean, there's so he's saying he can become like, a skinny guy, he can play a tough guy, he can play a friggin' a caveman. What is he in that Guardians of the Galaxy?
Drax, yeah,
No,
Drax,
his
he
name
can
is
play-
Drax,
he
the
can play-
Destroyer.
He can play Mickey Rourke or a woman on a Saturday night. I mean,
He was in a James Bond movie with Daniel Craig.
Yep.
who was?
Skyfall. Yep.
Batista.
Was he an extra?
No,
Oh, my
he was
God, you
the
are-
number one villain, or actually number 2
Uh,
behind the head of Spectre. But he
How many-
played good.
How many
he
speaking
had-
rights did he have?
He had stainless steel metal thumbs, and he'd poke people's eyes out.
Oh, so he was basically like Jaws.
That's essentially, yeah.
It's
Well, like I said, he didn't talk too much, but he played his role in 007 really good.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think he'd be talking too much. I mean, it just.
Well, it was just when they said who, when the bad guys sat at the table and goes, "Who wants to take this job?" and some schmuck said, "I do," and they said, "Who challenges him?" Out comes Batista in a black suit, black tie, black everything. Walks over to the guy, looks down at him, and then just goes, snaps his neck.
I'm going to get to this super chat here. We got this guy. I thought this was you, Bodacious Suave. Someone using your name in the comments right here. This guy is a little bit of a troll. He's trying to goad me right now. He keeps saying stuff like this. First and foremost, absolutely incorrect, Matthew. There's not a chance at all. Okay, if I call a spade, my man. If I think somebody has not, in my opinion, again, I'll say Hulk Hogan was great all day long. I'll say Macho Man. I'll say Bret Hart was. I'll say Dustin Rhodes was. Goldust. So no, you're wrong about that. I'm not. I'm just stating facts. All right, we got a super chat here.
Well, where was that? I missed that comment.
From Cassio Beard. Been watching the last few weeks, chaps. Loving the live shows and content. Keep up the great work. Great getting opinions from you all. Much love. Well, thank you very much, Cassio Beard, for that.
Thank you, Cassio.
Thank you for supporting the channel. We got another super chat that came in, which I'm trying to see right here. This is I think this is for you, Rico.
Mm-hmm.
This says, blessings to Rico. You're loved. Thanks for the memories and for the new ones we're making now and in the future. That was from just user VG5. It looks like Samsung.
57. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We appreciate that. And someone did say my Uncle Paul deserved an Oscar for Blade Trinity. That he did. In fact, I've texted him often. I did think, but Acius, I know you have difference of opinion here, but I think Uncle Paul deserves an Oscar for that.
Do you know how he got in that movie?
How?
Vince.
Oh,
Vince.
I heard a rumor. Like I said, I don't believe none of what I hear, half of what I see. But I heard if Vince was going to back him, H had to be in the movie.
Well, there you
That's a rumor I heard.
Yeah.
Anybody out there hear that rumor? Make
No,
a comment.
I don't know about that. I don't know, but the film when he played a bus driver was
The Chaperone. Well, you know why? You know why it was tough for Uncle Paul? Because he's used to being chaperone. He's not used to one being chaperoning kids around. He gets a nanny to do that. He gets a servant to do that.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Playing that, I don't know. It was,
I have servants, Martin. Do you think I touch the hand of a steering wheel in this day and age? Absolutely not. I have one of my servants do it. Sheesh. I mean, hey, we got another super chat here. Did I see another one? Nope. I thought we had a super chat.
I got one to the super chat guy who said like our opinions, and I have opinion, and I want to ask you guys, and I'm not shit talking anyone. This is just my opinion today. I'm under the impression the Undertaker's a stooge.
Mean Mark? You think he's a stooge?
For who?
Hunter, Vince.
You think he's a spy, you mean, essentially?
That's just kind of the feeling I'm getting. I mean, I never met him. I don't know, but like in 2024, 5, 6, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him, you know?
What do you reckon, Rico?
Putting himself in the spotlight too. It's always the same clowns: HBK, Hunter, Undertaker with his podcast, this and that, and comes out on Raw.
Always at the PC.
Has to put on AJ Styles in the Hall of Fame. Like, what? Like,
wait, he's inducting AJ in the Hall of Fame
last night? No, he's not inducting, but he came out on Raw. And like, oh, AJ Styles, I love you. Guess what? You're going in the Hall of Fame this year. Congrats, buddy. I'm like,
well, I mean, to be fair,
right now he's a nominee.
Should be put in.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to do it though.
I'll say all the people that should be putting him in the Hall of Fame and should have been doing and doing that, they fired them all. You know what I mean? That's
no, all they got to do is go and bring old Ricochet back in. He'd love to do it. He'd love a payday. That guy.
It should be the good, like it should be the Good Brothers, or in some other Joe, like. Should be someone like that making that announcement.
Well, it might be. They didn't announce it yet, right?
Yeah.
So they'll announce it obviously the week before.
But do you really think they're going to let someone like that come back and induct it? Exactly. Yeah. They're not going to. Oh well, I'd love Samoa Joe to come induct me. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So what? It'll be Gunther.
If it's Undertaker, that's going to say. I mean, at least I don't know. Maybe.
I hope it's not Eyebrows himself, the man who has no theory about life.
Paul Heyman compares him to Shawn Michaels of the Rockers.
Austin Theory.
That's why I'm being quiet.
You kind of buried the shit out of him, though, didn't he?
Rico, this guy called Austin Theory. He's a young punk who has a shaved head and he manicures his eyebrows. And I guess Paul Heyman is trying to compare him to Shawn Michaels. The two are not comparable. First of all, how long, just for Rico's benefit, how long has this Austin Theory been in WWE? How long has he been on TV now?
Well, he disappeared, right?
Total, how long? When did he debut?
He was one of Vince's guys, so maybe, I don't know,
He
2021.
started in NXT around about the same time I got there. Maybe a little bit after. No, maybe about a year or two after.
All right,
he's been wrestling a while. He has been wrestling a while.
All right. Again, but we've already said wrestling is not entertainment, so that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter how good he is in the ring. If he's not charisma, and he doesn't have a good character, he's irrelevant. But you're saying, so he's been there about 7 years, right? 7 years.
It's got to be about that, yeah.
Okay, so Rico, if we look at Shawn Michaels, 7 years into his WWE run, where does that approximately put us? He debuted in the WWF in the end of 1988. So let's count. 89.
IC champion for sure.
90? No, that puts him further. 96, that puts him at WWF title status. Right there. That's it. So no way is this guy in 7 years who's still drudging with a group, which he's at the bottom of the barrel of, is he anywhere like Shawn Michaels? Not a chance.
Yeah, but if you read it, like if you actually read the thing, he does say he's got a lot to work on. He said, but he can see him at some point.
After 7 years, I'd call it a day. If I still had
it's
something
developmental, just
He's still young. He's
that
still young,
PC
though.
system, it's
Hey,
not good. Like
Rico,
that whole
What
Rico.
gets me, yeah.
After 7 years, Rico, if you still didn't get it, would you have hung up the boots?
Well, when I started, 38 and a half.
Right.
And in 7 years, I won 2 tag belts. And here we're still talking about me 21 years later.
Exactly. You got it. This kid doesn't. Time for him to pack up. But anyway, that's all I got.
What I'm curious is, why did he choose the name Austin? 'Cause I know it's not his real name.
No.
Is he trying to piggyback off Steve Austin? Because as soon as you say Austin, a lot of people's mind go to Stone Cold right away. As soon as you said Austin Theory, I went, oh, Steve's got a theory on this?
Yeah.
I went, and then you said it again. I went, this is this kid's actual name?
Yeah, this kid's actual name. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, at least if he had a gimmick of being a scientist, I'd get it, right? He's got a theory about everything. But what the hell has he called himself? Austin Theory.
I don't know.
How old is he? You guys.
Austin Theory's
28.
real name.
28.
Austin Taylor.
His name's Austin White.
Yeah.
So he's 28 years old.
Yeah, that's super young, so he's got time.
Well, but still, why did they hire somebody that damn young? They should have hired him when he was 35.
Wait a minute. He's what? He doesn't meet the qualifications. He's not 25. He's not 6 foot.
Right. He's fodder for the company.
He's an actor known for WWE SmackDown. He was born in 1997.
Isn't he the guy that's wearing the mask and curb stomping everybody?
No, I think that's
No,
Gunther.
that was his first role, but now he's
Because he just did it at a right, and then he went in the crowd and took the mask off. But now
Yeah,
He's an idiot.
yeah, that was
they're still acting like we don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's Gunther. There's another one now. If you look at the body type, it's Gunther. So that's who it is. I'm sorry to spill the beans, everybody, but yeah, it's Gunther underneath the hooded mask. But Austin Theory, man. Well, yeah, look at the body type. Look at the body type. Yep, it's him.
I'll check it out.
28 years of age. Shawn won the WWF title when he was 30. So when Shawn was 28, 2 years prior, that would put us in 1994. So that was when. What's that?
He cheated. He didn't win that match there.
He did cheat. Granted, touche. But
it was it should have ended 0-0. Too bad. Let Bret
5
Hart
minute
go.
overtime, and then Bret ate the super kick. That's
They didn't say overtime. It was 60 minutes, and the match finished 0-0. So it's a night off.
I'm just saying about Austin Theory is this, because I do believe Rico, and I think you inspire me so much, Rico, and I really is a blessing ever since you've been in my life. but I listened to this man, Rico, and anybody out there aspiring to accomplish anything in life, Rico's had more careers than most people have imagined themselves having, and he's done them all successfully. And one of the things he did was once he got into something, he perfected it, and he not obsessed about it, but he perfected the craft quickly, because we don't have time on our side in this life. So when I go back to Austin and I hear of a man who squandered 7 years and probably 2 or more or 3 before that when he got into the business, if he still doesn't get it a decade in, then he's never going to get it, and he should not be put in a position of Shawn Michaels, a decade in, love him or hate him, Bodacious Suave. By the time we hit 1994, had been tag team champions. He developed the thing with Diesel. He had the Heartbreak Hotel. He was already a bona fide star. When you saw Shawn, I see this Austin Theory guy. I don't even know who the hell he is. All I think is eyebrows and a shaved head. There's no gimmick. There's nothing to him. He's just part of a group. And if you ask me to name off any of his greatest feuds, I didn't even see any hit the headlines. Says Rico's. What I'm saying is, I think these kids that don't make it in an ample time should give it up, because they're never going to make it. It's as simple as that.
I'm going to say that was Vince's talent. He called it the it factor. Yeah. And he knew right away whether somebody had it or didn't have it. Yeah. You know, a lot of people went to developmental, but that's where they stopped.
Right.
You know, and it was the charisma, able to adapt. And like I said, I went from being a top baby face and then a top heel in OVW, then face in Power Pro, and then Heartland. And then here I come and I get called up and I'm a manager.
Yeah.
I barely knew wrestling. Now I'm going to be a manager. You have to adapt, overcome, just everything is subject to change. That's what my father told me when I was young. So when they put me in this manager role, I absorbed it. And I told you the story. 2 weeks later, I made the stylist.
Yeah.
And I did homework and everything like that. And that's when I decided to become an image consultant.
Yep. There you go.
See how fine I'm dressed?
But Rico, you owned it. We talk so much about owning the character, right? Okay. People often ask me again, Master, is this what you really are? Do you really live this lifestyle? Yes, of course I do. I have friggin' servants and all that. And my Uncle Paul, he abandoned our lineage and hey, he went for the money, but I live it. Martin lives it. You want something fixed, you contact him. The Bodacious Suave is a Bodacious Suave. Rico, you are the stylist. Guys like Austin Theories, he hasn't owned anything. All he's owned is, I look like a developmental wrestler. That's it. That's all he's owned. He has not owned. Who is Austin Theories? Even if you look at the look on his face in that segment he had a few weeks ago where the door didn't open when they were backstage, I remember hearing about that. He did a segment backstage. There was a technical malfunction with the door, and him and Logan Paul and all of them looked like idiots backstage. But anyway, he's not even convincing. When he's talking, you can see he's acting.
He's not convinced of who he is, so he can't portray that to the people.
Exactly.
That's plain and simple. I got to ask, I don't know, JV something. What am I snitching about?
Yeah, what good question.
Rico is a snitch. Okay, elaborate. I'll tell you if I'm a snitch or not.
A snitch of what? What are we talking about here? Yeah. But you better call
I have a question.
That's a good one.
For Martin and Rico. I just popped up in my head. There's a former WWE talent that told me this in January. I don't want to say his name now, but I'll tell you guys off camera who it is.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering about agents, for example. And I know you guys dealt with different agents. So, Rico, it might be, say, Johnny Ace for you. Martin, anybody who was in charge of talent. Were you guys ever, say, not bullied, but, someone on your ass of pressure all the time of, hey, man, you better pick it up. Pick it up because, you can lose your job, man, any day. Let's go. I want to see more out of you. Come on.
They never said that to me.
Yeah.
In fact, Vince of the Ages, when I came up with ideas, he go, well, let's tone that one down. Oh, okay. But the agents and I got along because Vince explained to them what he wanted from my character, from the stylist to the Adrian Street character. This is what they want. And Dean Malinka was great. Finley was great. I know I'm forgetting one.
So the exact agent I'm talking about, and Martin, I don't know if you met him, is Mark Carano.
Okay, so
I don't think I've met him.
No, I think he replaced Johnny Ace, actually.
Yeah. So okay, so
Johnny never. I can't recall Ace doing any of my matches. Was he
just a prick backstage of just being like,
let's go on, Rico. Pick it up tonight. You better not blow up out there.
Right. Okay. So
don't forget my background.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Don't forget my background with Johnny Ace and I never got hazed, ribbed to where it was like not funny. So my background, being older, I took this as a job. It was my job to be this character. That's it. I wanted to go out and entertain the fans. I wasn't worried about hanging around with the guys afterwards or nothing. I was worried about getting to the next town. Yeah. So Johnny Ace, and I already said this on the Johnny Ace segment, I steered clear from him. I looked him in the eye and I read him and I went, okay, this guy, now they call a cop with Johnny Ace's attitude heavy badged. A cop that just throws his authority around and gets you on something minor, but makes it like it's a mountain and it's just a little anthill of a violation. Talks down to you, condescending. I never got that from anybody. But like I said, I knew where Johnny Ace was, and I would always go the opposite way.
Yeah,
it wasn't part of his clique. If I saw him, it was in catering.
Yeah, the way it worked in developmental was obviously we would get like reviews every few months to if we sucked or not. But with us, it was more a case of we'd get reviewed every 5-6 months to then basically like, hey, I want more money. Well, we think you need to do this and that, and they used to just. Wow. They used to nickel and dime, sometimes it was great. I got there and it was great and I was on X amount. And then maybe 2 months after they came up to me and said, hey, we're going to bump you up because you've been working. And I was like, oh, okay.
We got a bunch of people in the chat. I just want to say again, if you haven't already subscribed, what is it, Rico?
J-Face.
Yeah.
He's a policeman. He's a snitch. Thank you, Rico. No, you got that wrong. I was a police officer and I had snitches tell me. So you got a little backwards. They're called confidential informants. So people snitched to me. I enforced the law. Mm-hmm. So
we still got those. We got an army of those actually between the four of us. I got a couple of those myself. We all work in conjunction. So again, just so you know, when you're out there, you never know what eyes and ears are going to be watching you from the masters of wrestling. We got them out there.
PCs, full of them.
We got some deep pockets. So we know something. Interesting. Now it'd be too bad some of these higher ups didn't get reviews like you guys did in NXT, Martin.
We had it in my era, the Ruthless Aggression era. It was the JR report. Jim Ross. Right.
Yeah, he was head of talent relations then.
Yeah. Jim Ross did the Ross report on all 3 territories.
Yep. Well, I think we've gone over. I thought we were going to go a little bit less this week. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. Students, wrestling fashionistas, make sure you join and become a channel member. Make sure you like, hype, and share this video. We greatly appreciate that. If anybody has any last super chat questions, you need to answer it.
You do have one, Amir. Yeah. And it's from a Renee Dupre. So I recognize that name, Cody Duffy.
He gave us a super chat?
Yeah, he did. If you
let me
scroll
go
up.
back. Let me go back here. Let me go
Okay,
back.
while you're going back, Sean Lawson, he goes, I'm surprised you never did a Big Boss Man style character, Rico, based on your background in law enforcement. Well, that would have been smart, but like I said, Vince didn't want me there in the first place because I was 40. It was Jim Cornette, Danny Davis, JR, and Stone Cold that got me called up to do dark matches, and that's when they thought of the stylist.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't do that. If I was allowed to be who I was, my career would have changed. You know, it probably would have been kind of like the late great Boss Man.
But
So-
wasn't Boss,
Honestly,
wasn't Boss-
though, I did just Rico is so iconic. I think you being a serious straight hit. Everyone still knows Rico to this day, no matter what you. Whenever you say Billy and Chuck, instantly, oh Rico, yeah. So if you came out spinning a night sticker, I mean, I'm sure it would have been awesome, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We got
Oh, go ahead.
Bodacious Suave. You made me bring this on the screen. I think this is punishment for me because Cody Duffy here has said the Austin theory, I guess. No, I think he's talking about Austin.
No,
He's talking about Steve Austin. He's talking about Steve Austin.
He's talking about stunning Steve Austin.
He's talking about Steve Austin. He said Austin has been in the WWE and is super correct. Cody Duffy, Steve Austin is very talented, and yes, he's been in the WWE for quite some time. Thank you for the super chat. We greatly appreciate it. So there we go. So I can't get it off the screen. Ironically, here it's stuck on the screen. How do we look at this?
So,
Cody Duffy's.
Steve Austin is hacking you.
He's hacking us right now with this question here. He's keeping it on the screen. I'm going to see if I can remove it right here. But thank you for the super chat. We greatly appreciate it.
Sorry, just real quick, Rico. Someone's put a comment saying Rico and Blackman as the bounty hunters. You as a bounty hunter gimmick, that would be something. That's
And I was a bail bondsman for my brother.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I was
You can do a lot
licensed,
with that.
and I did fugitive recovery.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, but that'd have been more like me. I mean,
They
in real
missed
life.
the boat. They missed the boat because you could have played these things well.
That's
And
the
they
thing.
could've-
You can do. Yeah, you could have done everything so well. So they're
They
like,
could have
"Ah."
paired you up with Big Boss Man because he was there when you were there, right?
No, I think he had passed.
No, he passed in 04. But either way, say Bull Buchanan.
Well, yeah. In fact, after I left WWE because he wouldn't give me a raise, Bull Buchanan and I ended up in All Japan, and the first night we won the All Asian tag titles. First night.
Oh wow.
Someone said in the chat. Someone said in the chat here that AEW has a bounty hunter. Well, I'm sure they do because they're running out of money. They got to go and extort it from people now. But oh my gosh, we got another.
I'll tell you what. If that happens, no.
Yeah, we got another one. This is from Cassio Beard. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, it's from the UK. £1 and 99 pence. Thank you very much. Danhausen in the box. He's besties with Pepsi Phil. Are you talking about the corporate man Phil? Yeah, the corporate man Philip. Yeah, CM Punk. Now, Rico, this guy Danhausen is a joke.
You like him.
He's a joke.
Oh, I gotta say, because he does all this makeup stuff and he hexes people. I worked him.
He's a joke. He's a kid.
Okay,
He's an overgrown child.
Is he trying to be the Adrian Street character?
No. It's if you.
I can't even explain it. Move on.
Yeah.
Well, J-Face, Rico was very entertaining.
No way. I will. No. Oh.
I tell you what, if that happens, WWE is. What was that, Rico?
J-Face, whatever. Rico was very entertaining in the gay community. Well, I played that part so well. My wife's cousin in New York called my wife at the time and said, "How could you marry a gay guy?"
You did the job well.
That's awesome.
And I went to New York because they did a video with a fan who won, and it was where I styled him up. I gave, we went into a beauty parlor, and I cut his hair, cut his beard, gave him sideburns, and painted his nails and stuff. I forgot the name of the video, but down the school was an LBGT school, and they found out I was there, and there must have been 200-300 young adults who came up and just loved on me and told me they loved the character. And of course, some of them asked, "Are you?" And I'm no, I'm straight. I got a wife and kids. And they were like, "Oh, well, we love your character." And they were they were there the whole production.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. And so
We got
because I didn't offend that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I went out there and did what I did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
we got another super chat that's coming. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. But one more thing about this Danhausen. So I guess he is friends with the corporate man now. I know Danhausen.
Yeah, his whole gimmick before he became Danhausen, he was pretty much a rip off of CM Punk, and it was awful. He was awful.
Well, his current gimmick is
he's not much
too,
better now, but he was just I've never he's a nice guy, but I've never understood the hype with him. Never understood it.
I tell you what the hype is. You got a lot of children out there that seem to like this guy, a lot of people that are immature, and I think he's funny. Rico, this guy does not look like a professional wrestler. He's probably...
Is this Austin Theory guy?
No, this is this Danhausen guy.
He looks great. Looks great.
Austin Theory's taking a few sports enhancement supplements. But at the end of the day here, going back to, let's go here. He's all arms. Dave, Darth Derp. I recognize Darth Derp from the Cafe de Lune. Thank you, Darth, for hopping over here. Make sure you subscribe. Due to poor ticket sales for WrestleMania, it is simply the ticket prices, or can it also be poor storylines to go along with that? Love you guys. Well,
you hit the nail on the head twice.
Yeah, twice. You got ticket prices way too high, no storylines or lack thereof, and that's it. No characters, no build. I don't even know what the heck's going on at WrestleMania this year. So what was that?
It's too bright.
Yeah, I know.
So
this is what we were talking about earlier. It was just the SmackDown next Friday. I was just going to show you how many seats are available, but
just tell us.
Well, a lot. It's all blue, so there's tons of seats available.
Well, the proof is in the pudding. They can talk all they want. They can give out their quarterly statements all they want. It's just with the cancellation of house shows, and I've said it, I'm going to say it again. House shows lead to TV. TV every week leads to pay-per-views. Yeah. Each pay-per-view leads to WrestleMania. They have lost the formula. They lost the formula. What are you doing in the dark, Matt?
I was going to say,
He's trying to show his work.
It's working. You make me get up, switch the light.
This is a PG show, Matthew.
Well, I'm trying to make things exciting here. We need more subscribers, Dan.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You might have found something exciting.
I'll do the gay whatever you did back in the day. I don't care.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we've almost come to the 2-hour mark, so we're going to conclude it here. I want to thank each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button. We want to hear from more of you. We love your comments.
Yep.
I mean, we do have some smart fans.
We do have some smart fans.
Yep.
Yeah, and we want to keep you there. So make sure you smash that subscribe button. Join us. We got plenty more videos coming out this week. Comment, spread the word, hype the videos, get us out there. We need to we are the leaders in sports entertainment podcasts after all. So
thank you, Matthew Thomas. That's my job. That's Amir's job. And these two co-stars, we set them straight. There's no fluff. There's no froth on this cappuccino.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what.
No, exactly. No fluff on this cappuccino. And the gloves
we
are
do
off.
our research. We don't come off the handle and just say, oh, they said this. They said, no. I research. We all research what's been going around. And like we said at the beginning of the show, that's all research.
Someone said here the Austin Theory was Vince's favorite. Well, we know who else was Vince's favorite, don't we, Bodacious Suave? And we know what kind of relationship may have occurred between the two of them.
Oh, another super chat.
We got another super chat. Okay, here we go. Let's bring
Thank
up
you, Luke.
Thank you, Luke, for that one. I think it will be Triple H in the box. He needs to keep on being in the spotlight. Well, absolutely. He should be in the box. He should. He should be in the box. I mean, hey, I know my uncle and I don't see eye to eye. Martin, you know this more than anything. You know, we've had conversations. We don't exactly see eye to eye. But at the end of the day, if I want him to succeed, because when we point that cannon in that direction, Martin, I want him to be at his best. I want him to be
I
at
still
the top.
want Vince to come out of the box. I'm sorry, but if Vince comes out of the box, that's going to be that will be the ratings boost they need. I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I don't know. Time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you what, if you want to invest your time wisely, you need to invest it right here on the Masters of Wrestling, right here on Styling, on Masterclass, on Power and Glory, on the
hit
Ultimate.
that hype button, just like that with the pinky out.
Hit the hype button, hit the likes, hit the shares, and make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. From all of us, we'll see you again live on Thursday. This has been Styling, the podcast. God bless everybody. Take care.
Take it easy, everyone.
Students, your time has come. I have decided that it's time to share some of my knowledge with you. That's right. Do you want to become a true legendary professional wrestling character? Do you want to learn how to project your voice, to enunciate, to come up with the greatest promos that you possibly could? Then you need to join me each and every week for just $50. I am hosting a masterclass on Zoom. That's right. You don't have to travel. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. I will teach you how to become the greatest character you can be. I will help you discover who you truly are. I will help you with taglines, promos, etc., etc. Join me for just $50 a week in a masterclass of wrestling character development. There's a reason they call us the Masters of Wrestling.